So on Saturday, February 5th, I went to the Tulsa Boat and Travel Show at Expo Square in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Expo Square, the home of the Golden Driller. No matter what corporate sponsor they get for the facility, it'll always be Expo Square to me. And I imagine it'll always be the home of the Golden Driller as well. He's been around a long time. Now, when I heard about this show, I realized it would be a good opportunity to get some footage for the latest video in my When Fossil Fuels Make Sense series. That would be When Fossil Fuels Make Sense, Boats. Now, if you watched my When Fossil Fuels Make Sense video on planes, you might recall how I explained that it's the thrust generated by the spinning propeller that allows the plane to move and fly. Or if it's a jet aircraft, it's the thrust from the jet engine. Sheer thrust. Now, when it comes to a boat, moving a boat in water via motor, the principle is very much the same. Use a propeller to make motion and power the boat. Now, to get a spinning propeller to spin fast enough to move it through water in an efficient manner, the best technology currently available is an internal combustion engine. To make an electric motor that would power huge boats like these, there would definitely be a trade-off of efficiency. Where do you store the batteries? How do you charge it up? Now, one type of boat in particular where you could see why motor power from an internal combustion engine is the best option would be an airboat. Look at this big old thing. You're going to need a powerful motor to spin that propeller that fast enough to move that through water and over occasional terrain, swampy terrain. Just look at how massive that propeller is and how big that motor has to be to spin that. Imagine finding an electrical motor that could spin that with that much torque. I mean, if you were going to try to make electric work for that application, you'd probably need to devote nearly the entire boat to batteries. Also, for what it's worth, I contacted a former coworker of mine who lives in Louisiana, where they have a lot more of these airboats, and asked this person if they had ever heard of a electric-powered airboat, and they responded they had never heard of or seen an electric airboat, for what it's worth. Now, of course, if you really want to go green when it comes to boating, you could use oars, paddles, or sails. But for getting around the water quickly and efficiently, a propeller powered by an internal combustion engine is tough to beat. If you're spending six figures on a boat, you probably want something with an engine that can move you around the water as you please. Now, could there be potential applications where an electric motor would be okay? Sure, perhaps, depending on the boat, how much you're using it, if you have a place to charge it up at night, or you have a technology like solar to charge it. But these boats, recreational boats, are very expensive. Buyers of boats like these are going to want the most practical and efficient engines available. And for the time being, that's internal combustion powered motors. Want to talk about a fast boat? Let's check out the engines on this big old thing. Oh, that actually looks kind of small. 2 back motors. Oh, wait, let's look in top. Oh, there's much more to the motor than that. some other reasons why fossil fuels make sense when it comes to powering boats. If you have an electric boat, you're going to have a very heavy-duty engine to power the propeller and some heavy batteries. Heavy batteries and heavy-duty batteries, for that matter. That's going to create design challenges with figuring out the best place to place them in the boat. Also, let's say a bunch of boat owners wanted to go electric. Well, there's not really a charging infrastructure at boat docks. Traditional wisdom has been that water and electricity don't mix. Also, with internal combustion engines, you can design systems to where they will recharge and provide power to electronics in a vehicle using an alternator usually. If you're doing an electric only application, then not only are you going to be relying on your batteries for range, you're also going to be relying on them to power all of the electronics, lights, etc. Oh, by the way, on a final note on gas versus electric when it comes to boating, the exhibits at the boat show included some antique boats, which also included an example of a 55 Chevy Nomad hauling an antique boat. Anyway, I like to think of this as an example of how, even way back when, people knew the best way to haul your boat to the dock was using a vehicle powered by an internal combustion engine, and the best way to boat around in the water was using an internal combustion engine. Okay, maybe not always the best way, but probably the fastest and most efficient. So thank you for watching, and please click like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video.